Imagine this. You've just created your first budget. You're feeling like a financial wizard. Then, 3 days in, you've blown half your grocery budget on a gourmet cheese binge. Sounds familiar? We've all been there, right? Maybe it wasn't cheese for you. Maybe it was those irresistible shoes on sale, or that new gadget you just couldn't resist. But the result is the same. Your carefully laid budgeting plans, scattered to the wind like confetti at a party you can't afford to throw. Budgeting. It's a word that can make some of us shudder. It's like a diet for your wallet. But just like maintaining a healthy diet, budgeting is essential for financial wellness. It's not about depriving yourself, but about making informed decisions on how to use your money effectively. It's about creating a plan that allows you to meet your needs, achieve your goals, and yes, even have some fun along the way. But let's face it, just like dieting, budgeting can be tricky. It's not just about crunching numbers and setting limits. It's about understanding your spending habits, anticipating your needs, and adjusting your plan as life happens. And just like dieting, it's easy to fall into common traps that can derail your progress. Today, we're going to explore the top 5 mistakes people make when budgeting. We'll unpack each one, discuss why they happen, and most importantly, share practical tips on how you can avoid them. We'll talk about the dangers of setting unrealistic expectations, the importance of tracking your expenses, the often overlooked fixed costs, the necessity of syncing funds, and the pitfalls of unnecessary flexibility. So if you've ever found yourself staring at your budget wondering where it all went wrong, or if you're just starting out and want to avoid common pitfalls, this is for you. Stick around, because we're diving into the top 5 mistakes people make when budgeting, and how you can avoid them. First up, we've got the trap of unrealistic goals. We want to save money, but hoping to live off ramen and tap water isn't exactly sustainable, is it? Imagine this. You've set goal to spend only $50 a week on groceries. Sounds great, right? But what happens when you're actually spending $75 a week? That's an extra $100 a month that you didn't account for. Ouch. This is the first mistake people make when budgeting, setting unrealistic goals. It's like deciding to run a marathon without any training, and then wondering why you're out of breath after the first mile. So how do we avoid falling into this trap? The first step is to track your expenses for a month. That way you'll get a clear picture of your spending habits. Is your morning coffee draining your budget, or maybe it's those impulse buys at the grocery store? Whatever it is, tracking your expenses will help you identify your money is going. Once you've got a handle on your spending, you can start setting realistic goals. But remember, life is unpredictable. Your car might break down, or you might have an unexpected medical bill. That's why it's important to have buffer category in your budget for these unexpected costs. This buffer will act as a safety net, preventing you from going into debt when life throws you a curveball. Think of it this way. Budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about understanding your spending and making informed decisions. It's about setting goals that are achievable, not just aspirational. And remember, it's okay to make adjustments. If you find that your grocery budget is consistently over $50 a week, it might be time to adjust your goal. After all, a budget is a living document, not a set-in-stone commandment. So don't yourself up for failure with unrealistic goals. Instead, gain control of your financial future by setting achievable tracking your spending and planning for the unexpected. Remember, a budget isn't a wish list, it's a reality check. And before we go, if you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more budgeting wisdom. Next, we've got the invisible money leak, also known as not tracking your expenses. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. You're working hard, earning your money, but somehow it's just disappearing. And you're left scratching your head, wondering where it's all going. This is a common mistake many of us make. We earn, we spend, but we don't keep a close eye on where our money is going. It's like setting sail on a ship without a compass. Sure, you're moving, but are you heading in the right direction? When you don't track your expenses, you're essentially sailing blind. You might think you're heading towards financial freedom, but in reality, you could be drifting towards the rocky shores of debt. So how can you avoid this? Simple. Start tracking your income and expenses, and no, you don't need to be a math whiz or a finance guru to do this. All you need is a little discipline and the right tools. Think of it as a financial detective work. You're on a mission to find out where your money is going. Is it going towards essentials like groceries and bills, or is it being frittered away on unnecessary luxuries? There are plenty of budgeting apps out there that can help you categorize and automatically track your spending. These apps are like your personal finance assistants. They're there to help you keep tabs on your money so you can make informed decisions about your spending. But if tech isn't your thing, don't worry. You can go old school and use a simple spreadsheet or a notebook. The key here is consistency. Make a habit of recording all your income and expenses. Yes, even that $5 latte you bought this morning. Remember, every penny counts when you're budgeting. So, don't let your money slip away unnoticed. Keep track of your spending, and you'll soon start to see patterns in areas where you can cut back. So start plugging that leak and keep an eye on where your money is flowing. Our third mistake is like forgetting about the monster under your bed, ignoring fixed costs when budgeting. You know, there's a pesky little thing about fixed costs. They're just that, fixed. Whether it's your rent or mortgage, car payment or utilities, these are expenses that remain consistent month after month, like a monster under your bed, always there, always waiting. And ignoring them when you're planning your budget is like pretending that monster doesn't exist. But here's the thing, no amount of hiding under your blanket is going to make that monster go away, and no amount of wishful thinking is going to make your fixed costs disappear. They're a part of your financial reality, and your budget needs to reflect that. So, what's the solution? Well, it's pretty simple. Start by listing all your fixed costs along with their due dates in your budget plan. That way, you'll never be taken by surprise. But what if you're struggling with high fixed costs? Well, there might be a solution for that too. Have you ever considered negotiating or finding ways to lower them? You'd be surprised at how often a simple phone call to your service provider or landlord could result in a lower monthly bill. So don't ignore the monster. Face it head on, and incorporate those fixed costs into your budget. After all, knowledge is power, and in this case, it's also money saved. Remember, ignoring your fixed costs won't make them disappear. The fourth mistake is neglecting your sinking funds. It's like ignoring the small leak in your ship until it sinks. Now, you might be wondering, what on earth is a sinking fund? It's not a fund for a sinking ship, I assure you. A sinking fund is a pot of money you set aside for those infrequent but inevitable expenses. Think car repairs, annual insurance premiums, or even that holiday shopping spree. Picture this. You're sailing smoothly on the ocean of budgeting, then out of nowhere, a wild car repair appears. Without a sinking fund, you're left scrambling to bail water out of your boat with your grocery money. Not an ideal situation, wouldn't you agree? Here's the mistake many make. They forget about these occasional expenses when they're budgeting. It's like they're sailing through the high seas, blissfully unaware of the iceberg ahead. But here's the thing. Those icebergs are predictable. They may not happen every month, but they're going to show up eventually. So, what's the solution? Start setting aside a portion of your budget to sinking funds each pay period. Label these funds specifically for their intended purpose. That way, when the bill for that car repair comes in, you're not left high and dry. Remember, a little preparation can go a long way in keeping your financial ship afloat. So, start preparing for the storm before it hits. Our final mistake is being the overly flexible friend. Sure, flexibility is good, but not when it leads to overspending. We all have that friend who bends backwards to accommodate everyone, right? Well, when it comes to budgeting, being that friend can leave a hole in your pocket. You see, budgeting is all about setting boundaries. If you're too flexible with your spending, you may find yourself straying far from your financial goals. To avoid this, set clear spending limitations for each category in your budget. Think of these boundaries as your financial comfort zone. They're there to keep you safe and secure, not to limit your fun. And remember, just because you've set your budget, doesn't mean it's set in stone. Life happens, and your budget should be able to adapt. Regularly review your budget and adjust it as needed. This way, you can stay flexible, but also stay on track. So, be flexible, but keep a tight hold on your purse strings. Alright, we've navigated through the treacherous waters of budgeting mistakes. Let's do a quick recap. We've talked about the 5 common pitfalls of budgeting: setting unrealistic expectations, not tracking expenses, overlooking fixed costs, forgetting about sinking funds, and being overly flexible with our spending. Remember, the key to avoiding these mistakes is to set realistic goals. Keep a close eye on your income and factor in all your fixed costs. Create sinking funds for infrequent but necessary expenses, and set clear boundaries for your spending. There are plenty of resources and tools out there to help you stay on track, from budgeting apps to good old-fashioned spreadsheets. Remember, budgeting is a journey, not a destination. Share your budgeting stories in the comments, and let's learn from each other's mistakes. Before we wrap up here, if you found this video useful, please do us a favor and hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who need this information. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you'll never miss our future videos about financial advice. Until next time.